right, 25 till the hour here on the Imus and Wayne program on the radio. Well, on the radio actually all over the world. Armed Forces Radio and all that. Please welcome now to the program the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Good morning, Mr. Trump.
Well, that sounds good to me. I can tell you. Hi, Don.
How are you?
Good.
So, a lot of people, including me, didn't think you'd ever do this, but you actually filed the papers.
I filed the papers. A lot of people said, oh, he'll never do it. Why would he do it? He leads this wonderful life. I love what I'm doing. I always talk about it. I tell people you have to love what you do, and I love running my company. I built a great, great company. You've been watching me over the years, right, over a long time, and it's an amazing company, as people have now seen, because I'm private, so nobody even knows. And, yeah, I filed the papers, and I'm on my way, and I guess you saw the polls are coming out very good. You know, once people saw that I was really running, which I am, the polls are very, very good. So, you know, we have it's a long track, it's a long haul, but we're going to make the country great again. The country's going to hell. I mean, it's going bad, and it's going bad fast, and it just can't continue to be this way, Don. We owe soon $19 trillion. $19 trillion. When it hits $24 trillion, we become a large-scale version of Greece.
Hey, Bernard, what was the poll? The poll was Jeb Bush 1, Trump 2?
That's right. Jeb Bush, 15%. Donald Trump coming in second at 11% nationally among Republican primary voters.
And they had a poll in New Hampshire that was similar to that, and it's amazing. You know, I go places, I get tremendous crowds. You guys have been so supportive. I mean, it's been amazing. Your show and you have been so tremendous. So I appreciate that. Now, we've had long-term relationship, okay, so that always helps, and you know me well, but you guys have been fantastic, and I appreciate it.
The reason we've been fantastic is because we would vote for you.
Yeah.
That's why.
I know.
So,
and I appreciate it.
In my view, not that anybody asked me, but the trick's going to be for you to get the nomination, because I think if you get the nomination, you could easily win the election. But how do you go about getting a nomination?
Well, first of all, Hillary's got a lot of problems, and I agree with you. I think it's not going to be as strong as they think. And you look at her sort of cratering right now with this character, Bernie Sanders. That's a pretty wild one on that side. And on my side, you know, you have a lot of people, and I'm very different from them. I've created jobs all my life. I don't debate. I create jobs. I've built great buildings all over the world. I'm building one right now on Pennsylvania Avenue, the old post office site. I'm building an incredible hotel, best location in Washington, D.C. Just finished Doral in Miami. I mean, I've done a great job with this stuff, and I've created tens of thousands of jobs over my life. You know, I built virtually a city on the west side of Manhattan and many, many buildings in Manhattan and all over. So, you know, that's what I do. I create jobs. I have common sense. I make money.
Understand that.
You know, and the country has to be run that way.
But how do you get the nomination? That's the question.
Well, I think by saying what I said, and also by saying that, you know, politicians, they're all talk, they're no action, nothing ever gets done. The country goes to hell. They don't even know it. They don't even know what's happening, I mean, frankly. And the ones that do, they're controlled by lobbyists and political people and donors and special interests. You know, if something has to be right, and they know what's right, and then the lobbyist says, well, you know, these guys contributed to us, and you have to help them. You can't do this. So the politician does the wrong thing because they were given a campaign contribution, which I don't need. I'm not using any contributions. So, you know, it's been an amazing thing to watch, and people see that, and they see the message. Don, I go up to New Hampshire and Iowa, and I make speeches. I get the biggest crowds. I get the biggest ovations, standing ovations.
Well, I'm sure you do.
And I'm talking just common sense. I'm talking, you know, we have to have a border, which is very important. I have a great relationship with Mexico, and I love the Mexican people, great spirit. But we have to have a border, and if we don't have a border, we don't have a country. And, you know, we have people flowing in, not Mexicans, we have people from all over the world, and South America, obviously, just flowing into our country. And we don't know who the hell they are and where they're coming from, and we know nothing.
It sounded, when you made your announcement, at least to me, it sounded a little harsh, your characterization of the Mexicans coming into this country. Do you regret that, or would you want to rephrase that? Or?
Well, I don't regret it, but perhaps you're right, because some other people have said that to me, and certainly it wasn't meant to be that way. I mean, I have a great relationship I own the Miss Universe contest. We've had it in Mexico. We've had the winner of the contest, which I don't choose, but the winner of the contest a few years ago was from Mexico. She's fantastic. an amazing person, and she's done really well. And, I like the Mexican people a lot. I mean, the problem we have with Mexico is that their leaders are much smarter than our leaders, and they're eating our lunch. They're taking our jobs. They're building car factories all over Mexico. They took one from Tennessee. Ford just announced they're spending $2.5 billion to build a car factory in Mexico. And guess what? The parts are coming into the United States. What they're building is coming into the United States, and we're not charging tax. We get nothing other than we lose more jobs.
19 till the hour. We're talking with Donald Trump, who's running for the presidency of the United States. So let's say you get the nomination. I know you said you wanted Oprah Winfrey to run with you. It's unlikely.
Well, I only said that jokingly. George Stephanopoulos asked me that question, and he said, would you like Oprah Winfrey? And she's a friend of mine. She's a great person. And I said, oh, absolutely, jokingly. And then all over the world are saying Trump and Oprah. Give me a break. We're very different in terms of probably our thoughts. I don't even know her political thoughts, frankly. Certainly she's friendly with Obama, so that's not a good sign.
The point I was going to make, or try to make, is that a lot of times when somebody gets a nomination, I'm going to use it as an example, Jack Kennedy, they pick somebody who they may not like, and in the case of Lyndon Johnson, he hated Lyndon Johnson.
Right.
But they pick somebody who they think can help them get elected. Right. And so my question for you is there anybody running on the Republican ticket who's announced now who, once you got the nomination, who you think would be a worthy vice presidential candidate?
Well, I know some of them. I don't know all of them, so it's a little premature, and it's even a little premature to start thinking in terms of vice president, Don. But, you do want to pick somebody that's going to help you. And, frankly, I like Paul Ryan very much, but when Romney picked him, all I think about with Ryan is cutting entitlements. That was a disastrous pick. He's a wonderful young guy, but it was a disastrous pick in terms of getting elected. He should have picked somebody maybe from Florida, maybe from Ohio, somebody that could have helped. And, what happened to Romney was very sad because he choked. I mean, the last month of the election, it's like he didn't exist. Something happened to him. He went away. I don't know. I saw Obama on Jay Leno, and he was doing all the shows. He was doing Letterman. He was doing every show. And I said, why aren't you out doing shows? He was sitting around doing nothing. I don't know. He just choked. It's no different than a golfer can't sink the 3-foot putt on the 18th hole, which unfortunately we just saw something happen like that. But last week in the U.S. Open.
Well, a 4-foot putt he missed. Missed a 12, then missed a 4.
Well, he's such a nice guy. That was a very sad thing, actually, to watch that. Was, to me, very sad. Because he's
Sometime till the hour, talking with Donald Trump, who actually is running for the presidency. A lot of comics and late-night talk show hosts think this is amusing.
Well, not so much anymore. Since the polls came out, they're not thinking it's so amusing anymore. First of all, they thought I was never going to run. They thought I was just doing it for fun.
I didn't think you were going to run.
You what?
I didn't think you were going to run.
I know you didn't. You were telling everybody he'll never run, but I love Trump. But if he runs, I'm voting for him. You would say that, right?
Yes.
And I sort of always appreciated that. I was saying, well, I don't like the first part, but I like the second part. No, we have to do something, Don. We have to, my theme is make our country great again. We have to make our country great again. And it's, essentially, we're just not doing that. We can't do it. We're being outdrawn by every single country in the world. China is just eating our lunch, just killing us. Japan is back. Japan just devalued their yen. It's impossible and very hard for our companies to compete. Komatsu Tractor is really hurting Caterpillar. And not because they make better equipment, which they don't, but because you can buy it so much cheaper because they devalued the yen. So it's really an unfair playing advantage. And Obama doesn't even understand it. He has no clue. I mean, we have a president that doesn't have a clue. We protect Saudi Arabia. They make $1 billion a day. They fly around in planes that, I hate to say it, very substantial planes. These are planes that make me look small potatoes.
Yeah.
But they fly around in planes, and they have. You never saw people living like this. They make $1 billion a day. We protect them. Okay, they wouldn't be there, and we don't ask them for anything. We ask them for nothing. Saudi Arabia. I have nothing against Saudi Arabia. I do a lot of business with Saudi Arabia. I think they're great. They're wonderful. They buy my apartments. They pay me a fortune. I made a fortune on Saudi Arabia. But They make $1 billion a day. And I talk to the people, some of the richest people in Saudi Arabia. I see them all the time. I say, what do you think? They say, we can't believe we get away with it. They can't even believe it. There's nobody to ask them. Look at the deal we're making with Iran. It's a joke. I mean, we have a bunch of jokers in there that don't know anything about negotiation. Iran is absolutely and they're laughing at us. And they're laughing at us.
Yeah, they are. So
according
to they are talking.
Honestly, Don, we have stupid people at the top, and they don't know what they're doing, and our country is not going to be a country pretty soon if we keep going. So that's basically my message, and then I come out way up high in the polls, and everyone's saying, oh, wow, how did that happen? How did that happen? Well, it happened because I'm the only one that can deliver that message. Politicians can't say it, and they protect each other. They're not going after Hillary Clinton on the email. She gets a subpoena from Congress, and then she deletes all her emails, and nobody says anything. You remember the famous Rosemary Woods with Nixon with the 18 minutes of tape? They destroyed her life. Here's a woman wiped out 5 years or 6 years worth of emails, and nothing happens. And the Republicans don't even go after her.
It's unbelievable.
So people hear this, and I guess they agree with what I'm saying.
Well, I'm not stupid. My wife's not stupid. Bernard's not stupid. A lot of the people who are not stupid are going to vote for you. So if people are suggesting that's not going to work. The Supreme Court on Monday is going to rule on gay marriage and Obamacare. It'll probably sustain Obamacare. Where are you on gay marriage?
Well, first of all, the Obamacare, in theory, they should totally knock it out because, but Bush put somebody in that, as you know, Justice Roberts, who was shocking because the last time he essentially approved Obamacare, and that was a Bush appointee that did it. And that was a shocking, and he'll probably do it again because he wants to be loved on the Beltway. And the decision on gay, I'm traditional marriage, but the decision on gay marriage is going to be a very interesting one. Will they go all the way? And will they say, you're going to legalize, the relationship situation for anybody that wants it? And, that could happen. A lot of people think it's going to go back to the states. Nobody knows how they're going to rule. I guess it's coming out over the next week. Nobody's exactly sure when it's coming out. But those are two very big rulings.
Well, they'll announce it Monday.
Yeah, they've said that. They've announced that. Huh?
So you do not support gay marriage?
I'm traditional marriage.
Well, what do we care whether people get married or not? What sex they are?
I will say this: that's a subject. If you look at pro-life and it's actually, as an example, pro-life is actually. I'm talking polls now. It's actually gone up, but the gay marriage has really changed in terms of people and the popularity of gay marriage. It's really changed, and you have. Actually, now a lot of Republicans are actually coming out of favor. I am traditional marriage, but you do have that's a very evolving situation, and a lot of changes are being made, and a lot of people are changing their mind in that situation. But
just want people to be happy,
Yeah, I understand it. I mean, I fully understand it.
Well, man, I hope you get the nomination because if you get the nomination, you're in. So. Yeah.
Well,
it's done. It's a done deal.
It's a long track meet, and we will be in there fighting. One thing we don't quit, Don.
I do know that. So.
You don't quit, and I don't quit, and we've known that about each other for a long time. So I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy for you, Don.
Thanks. Donald Trump here on the Imus in the Morning program. Hopefully the next president of the United States. I'm serious about it. No, I'm serious as a heart attack. 12 minutes now till the hour.